Hey, what's going on, guy? Goose here, man, and I'm redoing the video because problem with the videos, the last video, I don't know, all the static in it. I'm just gonna redo it, and we'll go from there. So, Saints free agency. So Saints they came into this free agency period with not a lot of money. They were one of the teams that really did not have a lot of money to spend. So they had to be there had to be creative ways they sign people. Most GMs are that way. They move money here, move money there, blah blah blah. All right, so let's look at what the Saints have done so far this free agency. Of course, they signed Drew Brees back to a 2-year deal worth 50 million, of course, $25 million a year. I think his base salary this year is only like 2 million, and like 23 million to signing bonus, something like that. So that's probably finagled away to where they can uh, you know, kick the can down the road, so to speak, so they can just be under the cap because the Saints don't have a lot of money. Uh, that's why I'm surprised they went out and signed Emmanuel Sanders, a 2-year deal worth 16 million, upwards worth he could reach 19 million. Uh, so I was really happy that they got Emmanuel Sanders because they needed a wideout really bad. And hold on, see something here. And like I still think they need to go out and get a receiver, maybe in the draft. Just I mean, yeah, I mean, because Emmanuel Sanders is getting up there in age, you need somebody young to parallel Michael Thomas. But this is a very good signing. I like the signing. I had made a video about it, but yeah, I like the signing of Emmanuel Sanders. I think him and Michael Thomas should help Michael Thomas out a lot because the last few playoff appearances in the postseason, the Saints, that's what's hurt them is not having that number 2 receiver stepping up. All right, next is Andreas Pete. Andreas Pete. A lot of Saints fans, hit or miss with him. A lot of fans don't like him. They feel that he was one of the problems last year. He was injured last year, but Andreas Pete had his issues where you know, it's just he has his games where he just is just not that good. I was a little surprised that they gave him a 5-year deal worth $57.5 billion. I mean, I'm gonna trust Mickey Loomis and Sean Payton on this one, but I was a little surprised that they gave him a 5-year deal worth that much. A little surprised. All right, so we got Justin Hardy. He agreed to a 1-year deal. He's more of a nickel back. He's more of a special teams guy. So I mean, I really don't see an issue with Justin Hardy. I mean, he's he's decent, but that doesn't really move the needle. Then you got Michael Burton, a fullback, 1-year deal. I mean, every team I guess has to have one fullback on the team, just in case run a I formation play, because most teams, especially the Saints, rarely use the fullback, but you got to have him on the team. All right, so we got J.T. Gray. Now J.T. Gray, he signed a 1-year deal. This is a special teams guy. I like the signing. He's been a good special teams player for the Saints. So I like the signing. I really do. I think J.T. Gray is a 1-year deal. So I guess we'll see what happens in 2021. But J.T. Gray, I like the deal. Then you got Malcolm Jenkins. Now Malcolm Jenkins, of course, played with the Saints. Played with the Saints back in 2009 until 2013. They won a Super Bowl with Malcolm Jenkins. So we'll see if he has any tread on the tires. Now Malcolm Jenkins has been playing for a very long time, so hopefully he can shore up our defensive backfield because outside of Marshawn Lattimore, it's just not that good. Eli Apple's on to the Raiders. A lot of people, Eli Apple was always hit and miss with the Saints. He's had his moments where he was good, and then he's had his moments where he was bad. So he was very inconsistent. It'd be interesting to see what they do with Janoris Jenkins. Uh, Janoris Jenkins is getting a lot. I think he's getting his salary is 10, 11 million this upcoming season. There's no way the Saints are going to pay him 10 or 11 million. So if he's going to stay with the Saints, he's going to have to restructure that contract. So we'll see what happens with Janoris Jenkins. Yeah, I'll be surprised if I like to keep Janoris Jenkins. I don't know if he's going to want to restructure. But he's going to have to, because the Saints just don't have the money to pay him that kind of salary. All right, then we got David Onyemata. He got a 4-year deal worth 27 million. Yeah, $27 million. So he has been a very, very good defensive tackle for the Saints, and I like the sign. It keeps our defensive line intact. So I like the sign. He's the last like 3 years he's had like I think 9.5 sacks the last 3 years. So I like the signing of David Onyemata. I really, really I think that's the good keep for the Saints. Okay, then you have long snapper Zach Wood. Everybody says, oh, the long snapper, doesn't move the needle. I don't understand that, but hey, everybody knows a long snapper's name when he doesn't snap the ball correctly. High snap, field goals, punts, extra points. Everybody knows a long snapper's name when he doesn't perform. So you don't know if you haven't heard Zach Wood's name. That's probably a good thing. That means he's doing his job. So good job for the Saints for locking him up for 4 more years. All right, now let's look at the Saints draft. The Saints only have like 5 picks. They got a first, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth. They don't have a second, or they don't have a seventh. So it's be interesting to see here what the Saints do in the draft, because you don't have a second-round pick. I really don't. I wish they had a second-round pick, because most times you can get a good player there in the second round. Interesting to see what the Saints do with their first pick. Do they pick best player available? Do they pick the best need? How do they go? Because they do need linebacker help, and I think they need another wide receiver to go along with Sanders and Michael Thomas. Sorry about that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I mean the signings what the Saints did. Emmanuel Sanders, Malcolm Jenkins, Onyemata, of course Drew Brees goes without saying. Those deals, I'm totally on board with. Andreas Pete, I guess that's wait and see. Andreas Pete's had his moments with the Saints where he's looked good, then he's had moments where he's looked just awful. So yeah, a lot of Saints fans were really melting when they heard the news that Andreas Pete will be signed for a 5-year deal. So like I said, for the draft, how about the Saints? I guess it all depends on who's there at 24. I mean, I would probably take receiver first. If no receivers there, then let me look for your linebacker. But interesting to see what they do for the second round. Can they get into the second round of the draft somehow? I mean, I doubt it, because the Saints really don't have that much flexibility. Our cap room is pretty much in cap hell. That's like I said, I'm really interested to see how they work this Emmanuel Sanders deal, and then if they have to restructure. Well, they're going to have to restructure Junior Jenkins if he's going to stay with the Saints. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What you think of the Saints move so far? Drew Brees, Emmanuel Sanders, Malcolm Jenkins, David Onyemata. Those are really the big guys that they signed. Other guys are pieces. They just don't move the needle, but they are important pieces to the puzzle. Have a great one. I'll talk to you later.